Welcome back to Latin Nation. Now our next segment is definitely about being all you can be. It's a story about reaching for the top no matter what stands in your way. It's the kind of story that's too rare in society these days, but very common in our U.S. Army. It's the story of Army Captain Richard Gomez, and one you're only gonna find on Latin Nation. Check this out. En Acción, brought to you by the U.S. Army. There's strong, then there's Army strong. While most people find their calling during their college years, Army Captain Richard Gomez has proven himself as an exception to the rule. A natural-born leader, Captain Gomez knew that he wanted to be all that he could be at a very young age.
You know, growing up as a Latino in New York, we always had a tight-knit family, just like any Hispanic household, where the mom ruled with an iron chancleta, you know. When me and my twin brother, we got into high school, we got into Francis Lewis High School. I was put in this junior ROTC class where your mission is to become a better citizen. It taught me leadership experience that I've never expected to learn in high school. You know, we had the college mindset, so me and my twin brother, we actually had to work throughout all of college, and we ended up getting 3-year full scholarships to Hofstra University Army ROTC. And here we are in this leadership program. So you could either follow everybody else or you could choose to do something different. Why you go to college? Because you want to be that leader.
Once again, Captain Gomez stood out as a natural-born leader, and his rise to the top came quickly.
As an engineer officer in Korea, you know, I was in charge of 50 soldiers and $6 million worth of equipment. So as a 22-year-old, it's kind of a big deal. I didn't know how to build bridges. I learned how to build bridges. I learned how to build roads, airports, buildings. I learned all of that. That was responsibility I never thought I would have. With the leadership comes responsibility. And when you're in charge of 50 soldiers, you're in charge of their health, morale, welfare, and safety. But what about that soldier's personal life? They come to you and you become the accountant, the lawyer, the guidance counselor, the pastor. But that's where you gain the leadership skills. It's on-the-job training.
It is because he has earned his stripes a lot quicker than many of his peers that Captain Gomez felt obligated to give back to his New York community by offering future leaders the same opportunities and tools he has.
I'm currently the scholarship and enrollment officer at Fordham University Army ROTC. And in the New York City area, we represent 60 schools. We hand out lots of scholarships. So my job here is to explain to these students how their leadership traits could be used in the civilian world as well as the Army world. They say, hey, Captain Gomez, why should I be an Army ROTC cadet? It's like, well, look at my resume. It says here when I was 22 years old, I was in charge of 50 soldiers and $6 million worth of equipment. And you take that resume to anybody out there, any company out there, and then we're like, wow, that leadership capabilities, it's unique. Everyone doesn't have it. I tell people it's the best thing that I've ever done in my entire life because of everything that I've learned. I've traveled around the world because of the Army. I've gained these leadership traits because of the Army. I actually starred in a movie with Angelina Jolie because I was in the Army. They said they needed Army people. I volunteered. You don't get that opportunity anywhere else. You have to choose to want to be a leader. And joining the Army made me a leader.